first got here, it was quite difficult adjusting to the humidity.
It still is,
and
to be honest, going in and out of air conditioning and then outside and humidity. It still knocks your body around a bit. And sorry to jump in.
No. We've all sort of tried to find new ways of maintaining our vocal health. Just not screaming and, yelling, and I, take a lot of manuka honey and things like that, and warm water, and just sort of always hydrating your vocal cords. But just adjusting to this new climate has been a challenge, I think, for all of us.
Yeah, you think that your vocal cords and vocal folds are a tiny little instrument that can be affected by the smallest change in temperatures. So it's always, and I guess the more you know your own voice, the more you can manage it better. Because I need more water, or I need to warm up better today. Or personally, I love coming to humid climates because the humidity is easier to sing in. It's just jumping into air conditioning all the time. It's going from humid to cold air. That's what, expansion, contraction, all that's happening all the time that you just have to be aware of. Yeah.
Avoid spicy food. Too much spicy
and spicy food, which is hard to avoid, and it's so beautiful
so
here.
Good.
But yeah, it's the same thing. Try and avoid it. Have it on the rare occasion or on your night off or something. Go eat spicy food.
Avoid chocolates too.
No, but I can't do that. Can't avoid chocolate.
I need it. Yeah, it is quite difficult. When I first started learning to use the wheelchair, I really struggled not to move my knees at all. Now it just is second nature to me. I get in that chair and I don't move my legs, but it's quite difficult because the chair's very heavy. But now I've done over 500 shows and I'm very used to the chair now.
I don't like to sit in a car when she's driving because I think she'll forget to use her legs. Only kidding.
But it is nice in the moments of the show that I get to run out and bow and use my legs. It's but it's a fun character to play. When everyone's exhausted and tired, I don't have to dance. I just get to sit in my chair. Yeah.
It's big.
It's great.
Yeah.
It's lovely to perform.
It's a great
It's
theatre.
also some theatres, and I don't know whether I think partly the audiences we've had have been very vocal in their reaction, and which is great for us to hear. At the end of the day, live theatre, the audience is as important as the play itself, and it's like the audience becomes another cast member. So we feed off that energy, and you guys get our energy. And so to be able to hear the audience so much is a blessing, because there's some theatres where they can be reacting, but you just can't hear it at all. So you kind of don't feed off that. You go, they're a bit slow, or I'm not kind of hearing anything. They're not loving it. They're not getting it. I don't know. I don't know how it's being received. But if you're out in the audience, everyone's enjoying themselves. We just can't hear it. The beautiful thing about this theatre, we can hear all that. So, yeah.
And it's been built with enough space backstage and enough technical know-how backstage. I mean, they've obviously done a lot of homework before they built these two theatres, because they can handle a big show like this very easily, which is great, which means Singapore's probably going to get a lot more large-scale shows like this coming through, because you have the facilities to put the shows on.
Because I think Madame Morrible in the first act is much more playful and is focused on different things, whereas in the second act she has one singular focus. She's very single-minded and she doesn't really care what happens to anybody else. So she's playing something entirely different. All the fun's gone out of her.
Fine news! I have finally heard back from the wizard, and my dear, he wishes to meet you.
He asked for me, personally.
I know how devastated you were the other day, but you see, my dear, one door closes and another opens.
Because he's such a lovable character and he wants to please everybody and he doesn't want to hurt anybody's feelings. And I think throughout Act 1, that's his journey with Nessarose, is he's trying to, be nice and say, I don't really want to be with you, I want to be with Glinda, but it doesn't really work out for him in the second act.
Yeah, I went to Chinatown yesterday, which was fantastic, and we've visited all the places with supermarkets, because of course we're living in apartments where we have to work out, we have to shop and get food in at the food court. It'll take me a long time to get. It's incredible.
It's beautiful
really
food, and it's so fresh. I love La Posta. Is it the market's just beautiful fresh food. I went to Universal Studios, which was a lot of fun. In Little India, I went there yesterday, and the food was beautiful. I love food, so I'm loving
and
it
coming
here.
from Australia, because the standard of food is very high in Australia. Fresh produce is very high in Australia, so we have very high standards, I think. And it's really, we're all running around saying, have you tried blah blah blah, or have you tried this? Have you had the chili stingray yet?
Yeah. 1 hour. We have a 1 hour call, and we do a vocal warm up, a dance warm up, wigs, makeup.
It's different in my case because the wizard doesn't come on.
Excuse me.
The wizard doesn't come on until quite late in Act 1, and I think it's true of all the Wicked companies that the wizard is allowed to come in just a little late. I mean, it's only half an hour difference, but it can make a difference, and that's one of the interesting things about this role, because it's a fair while before you're actually on stage. I usually just sit in the dressing room, and if it's available on television, I watch it. If it's not, I listen on the sound system, the tannoy. I'll quite often have a look at the show too, from the side of stage. I've got a couple of favourite numbers that nothing to do with me, but I like to watch them. And I think it's pretty important for this role to keep up with the rhythm of the show, and that's what I endeavour to do.
The preparation time, getting ready, getting all of this on, is kind of all it needs, because so much of Madame Morrible for me is dictated by what she wears. So by the time I've put on this crazy makeup and put the costumes on, which are very heavy and you have to carry yourself in a certain way, and I can also, while that's happening, I can hear the overture of the show, hear the orchestra.
I owed you that one.
And nobody in all of Oz, no wizard that there is or was,